legends, mysteries, the supernatural and conspiracy. These are the stories that keep me up at night and make me wonder, are they real? Is there truth buried beneath these tales? Join me as we look over some of the most dark and mysterious stories ever told. I'm your host, Nicholas Dagger, and welcome to Tales from the Den. It goes without saying that art is powerful. It can bring people to tears, make them feel joy, and much, much more. But can pieces of art actually be haunted? In many cases around the world and throughout history, art is rumored to be haunted by the figures within them. Whether just a feeling that people get when around the painting, or actual eerie events occurring in the surroundings. Haunted paintings can cause havoc in many ways. The Hands Resist Him. The Hands Resist Him is a notoriously haunted painting completed by Bill Stoneman in 1972, depicting a young boy and girl standing in front of a shop window. Though the artist had no bad intentions, the painting has been blamed for the death of a gallery owner and the first critic to ever review the painting. The painting gained a reputation with claims that it was cursed, accompanied by a claim of the small boy climbing out of the painting. The little girl's hands could be seen holding a gun or some type of object, and people claim she is forcing the boy out of the painting to cause havoc in the real world. It's also been said to cause strange things happening when being viewed to the people looking at it, from fainting, blackouts, hearing children screaming, and technology malfunctioning. The story goes as this: the new owners of the painting were trying to sell it because they said it was haunted, and they claimed the boy and the doll in the picture would fight with each other during the night, terrifying their 4-year-old daughter. One day they set up a motion sensing camera in the room for 3 nights and claimed they captured the boy in the picture leaving the frame and coming into the room, apparently fleeing in terror. After those events, the owners put up the painting for auction. The owners then warned buyers not to bid on the painting if they were faint of heart or unfamiliar with supernatural events. Even so, more than 30,000 people visited the auction page. Many reported just looking at the painting made them feel ill or upset. The painting ultimately sold for over $1,000 to a buyer in Michigan who was reportedly keeping it in storage and refusing much higher offers than what he paid for. Because of the internet sensation, the artist Stoneham came forward with what inspired him to paint such a haunting scene. He said, I quote, "The boy was himself. It was modeled on a photograph taken when he was 5 years old, and the title comes from a poem written by his then wife. It reads, The hands resist him, like the seeker of his birth. The Crying Boy Painting. The Crying Boy has been blamed for countless house fires. Bruno Amadio, the artist of the paintings, completed the painting as part of a series of crying orphans and published it under the name Giovanni Brogolin. He made many prints of the painting to sell to tourists following the Second World War. Following its distribution, the painting has been found untouched in many burnt-down house fires. Found untouched in many cases, a story began to develop about the boy in the painting. His parents allegedly died in a fire, and the orphan boy cursed every home into which he was taken in. Despite no truth being found in this story, many people refuse to have the painting in their homes. Amadio was one of the most mysterious artists of the mid-1900s. He painted over 60 portraits in his Crying Boy collection from the 50s through 1980, with each printed, reprinted, and widely distributed through mass productions. The prints became very popular, with over 50,000 copies purchased in the UK alone. The Crying Boy series was the only artwork of Amadio's that saw success. However, it was a double-edged sword for Amadio, as the images depicting horror, suffering, despair, and longing of the innocent also brought about speculations of abuse. Many questioned whether Amadio, specifically, frightened them, terrified them, and painted them, with some even going so far as to liken Amadio to the devil himself. According to Amadio, the subject of one of his paintings was an orphan that he came across in Madrid in the 1960s. The young boy was a mute, with a sorrowful expression that instantly captivated the artist. Amadio had to stop to paint the child when a Catholic priest came over to issue him a stern warning. He said that the boy had run away after seeing his parents die in a fire. Since then, fires of unknown origin would break out wherever the boy went. It happened with such frequency that he was given the nickname Diablo, which is Spanish for the devil. The priest warned Amadio against having anything to do with the child. However, the painter ignored him and adopted the boy. He brought the boy home to live with him and inspired him to paint the Crying Boy series. Esotericists argue that when an artist paints a portrait of a person, part of their soul is sealed on paper. People have created plenty of legends and lore about cursed paintings, some of which black magicians could even seal the person himself or tie his life to the portrait. In the case of these paintings, the faces of these children reflect them. Wide, open eyes, full of fear, resentment, despair, and misunderstanding. The viewer's heart breaks looking at them, so it is quite possible that the picture, after its completion, retained this energy. The Anguished Man is a painting created by an unknown artist. The owner of the painting, Sean Robinson, claims to have inherited the painting from his grandmother, who told him that the artist who created the painting had mixed his own blood into the paint and died by suicide soon after finishing the work. The painting has been characterized as being supposedly haunted. Mr. Robinson started a YouTube channel in 2010, uploading videos, images, and vlogs of the painting, to which he claims to have heard crying and moaning noises in his house, and to have seen a dark figure of a man lurking around his home. This is what Robinson says about the story of the painting. Quote, "My grandmother had this painting in her attic for 25 years. She said it was evil. She told us she used to see the dark figure of a man around the house, and at night she heard strange noises and crying. She told me the artist committed suicide shortly after finishing it, and that he had used his own blood mixed in with the oils. After she died, we got the painting. It is currently in our basement. Shortly after we got the painting, various members of the family started seeing the dark figure of a man at night, roaming around the house. We began hearing noises, and just recently, we have heard crying and moaning. The painting is still in our house, and although I never believed in the supernatural, I am now convinced there is something evil about this painting." End quote. Robinson still has his YouTube channel up today, and still posts to it frequently, as his last update on the painting was no more than a few months ago. If you would like to check out his YouTube channel. Until next time,